Hi everybody, today we are going to see about Excel macros. It is a very effective tool. It will be very useful for you. Please watch the entire video to learn about Excel macros. If you have tasks in Microsoft Excel that you do repeatedly, you can record a macro to automate those tasks. A macro is an action or a set of actions that can run as many as times as you want. When you create a macro, you are recording your mouse clicks and keystrokes. After you create a macro, you can edit it to make minor changes to the way it works. So this tool macro will be very useful for all people who are working in Excel. Now we will see practically how this is going to work. I'm going to teach you about macro in Excel. It is a very useful tool in Excel. Let us see how we can do it. You can see here view macro, record macro. Okay, this is option is available in Excel. Before I start recording the macro, what I'm going to do, so let me type some numbers. Okay, I'm typing some numbers randomly. Suppose I want to do the addition of these numbers. You can click auto sum and you can select the cells and press enter. So I am getting the sum of these numbers. Okay, let us do this as a macro, and whenever we want to add some numbers that are available in these cells, we can use that macro. Now we will start recording the macro. Click view, click macro, record macro. So I am going to give the macro name as sum. Okay, now you can put caps lock, so that I am going to create the shortcut as Control Shift plus A. So the shortcut for this summation is Control Shift plus A. You can store the macro in personal macro book or new workbook or this workbook. Let me store in this workbook so that whenever I want summation, I can use in this workbook. So now I am clicking OK. Now once again I am clicking auto sum and I am selecting the entire cells. Okay, so within this cell limit, that is B4 till B24 and H4 to H24, if you have any numbers, that numbers will be added and the result will be submitted. Okay, so this is the macro which we have created. I am going to stop recording. Now I am going to sheet number 2. Here I am going to type random numbers. Okay, I am typing certain numbers. So inside this B4 to H24, wherever I can type, I will type the numbers. Now I am going to run the macro. So just I am pressing Control Shift and A. You can see the total is calculated as 706. Very simple. You can see here. So here you can see the sum as 706. So this will be very useful. Now I am going to create a button. Okay, instead of clicking the shortcut, I am going to click a button. You can see here, go to insert, save. I am going to create a oval button. So this button I am renaming is sum. Right click this and click assign macro. After clicking assign macro, you can click sum and click OK. getting the answer. So just click sum, automatically this will be added and the sum will be given. So this is the use of macro. We will create a button, we will assign a color to that button. If you click that button, if you select certain cells, the color of those cells will be changed to that color. So first we will record that macro, view, record macro. So I am going to give the color as red. Let us assign the shortcut. I am pressing Shift R. So the shortcut is Control plus Shift plus R. So I am clicking OK. Now let us assign the color as red. Now we will stop recording. So wherever I want red, I can select those cells and I can press Shift Control plus R. So those cells will be colored as red. So it is very simple. Once again I will do for another color. So view, record macro. Let us give the color as green. So let us give the shortcut as Control plus Shift plus G. I am storing the macro in this workbook and I am clicking OK. So for this I am changing the color as green. Now you stop recording. So I am selecting certain cells. If I press Ctrl plus Shift plus G, the color will be changed to green. Wherever I want, I can press Ctrl Shift G, the color will be green. If I press Ctrl Shift R, the color will be red. So let us once again do for another color. Record macro. Then let the color be yellow. The shortcut be Ctrl Shift Y. I am clicking OK. Now we will change the color to yellow and I am going to stop recording. Now we have created macro for three colors, red, green and yellow. Let us check. So suppose I am pressing Ctrl Shift R, it is red. Ctrl Shift G, it is green. Ctrl Shift Y, it is yellow. Now we can assign different colors for each button. So what I am going to do, I am going to create a new sheet. Now in this sheet 2, I am creating shapes. So I am creating this. Let us fill with the red. So this is the red button. I am renaming it as red. So I am inserting another shape. Let us insert an oval symbol. So we will have green for this. So I am typing green. So the last button we will assign another shape. We will assign triangle for this. So let this be yellow. I am typing yellow. So we will see we have three shapes, red, green and yellow. Now let us assign the macro for this. Right click, assign macro. You click red. So now we are assigning red macro for this button and green. Right click, assign macro, green, click OK. So right click, assign macro, yellow. So we have assigned. So suppose I am selecting this cell, I want the color as red, click red. So I am selecting these cells, I want green, click green. Selecting these cells, I want it to be yellow, click this. So we have created a macro for red color, green color and yellow color, and we have created the shapes and we have assigned the macro for this, and you can use it as the color button. So wherever you want, you can assign those colors at your own wish. So it very simple. So I will show you the macro. You can see here the coding for macro how it is. I am clicking edit button. So you can see here, so red, so with the selection interior pattern color index, color is 255. So this is for red. The shortcut is Ctrl Shift R. Ctrl Shift G is for green, and the color for green is, the color code for is green is 5287936. For yellow, Ctrl Shift Y, the color code is 65535. So this is the coding. So this will be working inside this workbook. So once again I'm pressing Ctrl Shift R, red color, Ctrl Shift G, green, Ctrl Shift Y, yellow color. Now I'm going to create a macro. So this macro will be in personal macro book. So I'm going to create a new workbook. Here you can see I'm going to click record. Okay, click record macro. I'm going to create a macro for the color green and Ctrl Shift G. I'm going to store the macro in macro book. So here there is an option called use relative references. I'm going to use this one. You can see use relative references so that macros are recorded with action relative to the initial selected cells. For instance, if you record a macro in cell A1 which moves the cursor to A3, with this position turned on, running the resulting macro in a cell J6 would move the cursor to J8. If this option was turned off when the macro was recorded, running it in J6 would move the cursor to A3. So this is a relative reference. I am turning it on. I'm going to check the color to green. I'm going to stop recording. Now I'm opening a new workbook and I'm going to give Ctrl Shift G. So Ctrl Shift G. Wherever I am giving Ctrl Shift G, that color will be changed to green. So since I have stored the macro in personal workbook, so whenever I open a new workbook, this macro can be used anywhere. Ctrl Shift G, that color will be coming. So it is a very useful tool. For more videos like this, subscribe our channel Educral.